Anomaly arbitrate. Wait. Oh yeah, I'm recording. Anomaly arbitration is useless. Now, it's not that I'm necessarily hating on anybody who likes this endgame mode. It's simply the truth. And the reason I like making videos like this every once in a while is because people sometimes become very caught up with max clearing all the endgame mode that these games have to offer, as if they are literally being forced to. And a major contributor to this is obviously FOMO and wanting to fit in, since meta is such a popular topic of discussion in especially HSR, right? However, I really want to put it into perspective of how ass this endgame mode's rewards are. First of all, even assuming that you can max 3-star every single night, it still doesn't even give you enough self-modeling resin to craft one relic piece with 2 guaranteed substats. You need 5 and you'd only get 3 from max starring those nights. You're barely halfway, right? And then the reward you get for getting any stars on the actual king boss is a substat locker, which makes it so you can lock a substat from getting rolls on it, and only the other 3 will get rolls on it, which, yes, increases your chances of getting rolls on the certain stats that you want. However, it is still a gamble nonetheless, meaning you could get all the self-modeling resin from one AA, right? Assuming you max star it completely, you get all the rewards, then you also get the king boss's resin, and you still wouldn't be guaranteed a good piece, right? It could still roll into like 4 rolls flat attack and you get completely fucked over, which is why, in my opinion, anomaly arbitration, I don't care about it, and a lot of you also shouldn't care about it. Once again, this is not me hating on people who do have fun with anomaly arbitration, because there's always going to be a group of people, dedicated players, who are much more competitive than the rest, right? I know this better than anyone, coming from playing multiplayer competitive games my entire life. Technically, there's not really an incentive most of the time to get better in these games unless you're going as far as trying to become a pro. And in gachas, there's even less of an incentive since it's a solo player game. However, HSR, with the nature of it being a turn-based, and let's be honest, after you do the story, it's not like there's a galore of events to actually do. Most people will focus their time on actually clearing endgame and clearing it as best as they can, and then they get some self-accomplishment from that, which is completely fine. All I'm saying is, objectively, in my opinion, anomaly arbitration is kinda useless rewards wise. Others can have their own opinion on this. This is just going to be mine, so please do not stress about clearing anomaly arbitration if you are not among these like elite players with a competitive drive who genuinely find joy in completing that endgame, because this happens very often, right? Once again, with meta being such a popular topic of discussion in this game, a lot of people almost feel like they're pressuring themselves to meet the standards of the other people who play this game and trying to get farther, even though they themselves don't really care for it. It's just to give them better, I guess, credibility. And even though they don't care about this, it's like, oh, fuck, like, oh, I really hate that I can't full clear anomaly arbitration. Should I invest into the meta? Should I get UN Trivi? Should I get Blade? Should I get this? Should I get that? Right? And it's much more serious now, because before with MOC is way more easily clearable than AA. Let's not kid ourselves. MOC is leagues easier than AA. Not only because the HP and the boss difficulty usually isn't as high, however, also because it requires a max of 2 teams, while AA requires 3 teams. Having 3 well-built, up-to-date meta teams in HSR is not the easiest thing, right? It really isn't. Like, I promise you, even among the people who are able to clear and max star the King AA boss, there's quite a few of them, probably a majority, who can't actually max 9-star the Knights, right? Because you need to have a very good amount of horizontal investment and vertical investment all mixed in together, so that you're able to create this perfect recipe of an account that is able to tackle this hefty ass end game. Most people don't have that unless they spend money, right? And with that being said, I should also add in here, you shouldn't stress about MOC 12. In reality, you're only losing out on like half a pull, and I went out of my way to check it before I started doing this video. The difference in HP between MOC 12 and 11 is absolutely astronomical. These MOC 12 bosses are starting to actually be standardized at 10 million plus HP on the second wave of a floor. However, when I checked MOC 11, I'm seeing 2 million HP bosses, 3 million HP bosses. Elites only have like 700,000 HP in comparison to the current MOC 12 elites, which have like 2 milli plus, right? I'm not trolling when I say MOC 12 is a 3 to 4x increase in difficulty on average from MOC 11 for a grand total of half a pull per patch. And this doesn't only apply to MOC. I believe as of recent, we got some HP inflation updates for Blades patch 4.3 and Pure Fiction. Apparently, his Pure Fiction is now going to have some elites at 2 million HP. Let that sink in. Pure Fiction used to be like the widely considered easiest endgame mode in the entirety of HSR. Now, at the max level, Pure Fiction level 4, you have to deal with 2 million health on each elite, not even mentioning the fat sponges that are the third wave bosses, right? And what do you get from investing into the meta, doing optimal investment, making sure your teams are fully able to clear this? You get an extra like 1.5 pulls per patch, maybe 2. Yeah, that's it. So TLDR, please do not stress about endgame and HSR all that much, especially the top one, if it's affecting your enjoyment and the fun you're having in this game. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people, they get mixed up in the meta once again, and they forget probably the biggest reason why you got into these gacha games is because of the fantasy aspect, the open world aspect, the anime characters, getting characters you like. People should always prioritize whatever brings them the most fun, and they know will bring them the most fun, right? Even if you have to sacrifice a little bit of self-accomplishment from clearing max every single endgame mode. At the end of the day, you're going to be a lot more of a happy camper if you simply stick to what you know you want, instead of trying to force yourself to go out of these boundaries to fit in with other people, right? And I'm saying this as a mainly meta content creator. I've always covered meta for a long time. My knowledge on this game isn't the greatest, but I'd say it's decent. I myself have come to the realization, as I get older and older and older, caring about self-accomplishment on a lot of these endgames is kind of dumb, right? Now, I haven't fully gotten over my competitiveness, because I believe in multiplayer competitive games, it's a different story, because you can see yourself actively improve against real humans, right? You are actually leveling up as a human being, at least in that game. But because these games are solo player, I've come to care a lot less over time about my ability to fully clear endgame. And it's not that I can't clear it, I 100% can. I am able to nearly get an auto true zero cycle on this account, on MOC and on Pure Fiction. But the point is, what is an auto true zero cycle gonna reward me with? Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Because you know what I can do? Instead of becoming more skillful, more knowledgeable at this game, I can just keep over investing on the anniversary team, and I'll simply clear better and better, and it keeps going like that. So don't stress it, right? Pull the characters you like, pull the characters you love, have a good time with the game, and don't stress about the menial rewards across the last floors of the majority of the end games and especially AA. I feel like AA is straight up a scam. The shilling in that mode is sometimes just absolutely fucking egregious. One, AA, your Evernight main DPS team is going to be absolutely slamming. 6 cost, 0 cycle. Next AA, it's going to need like double digits, possibly, cost to be able to get the same thing. Like, it's stupid, and it's not because of, oh, massive HP inflation, oh, the characters are feeling this. No, because there's some shitty damage reduction, oh, you need to do elation damage to get rid of this damage reduction, some bullshit like that, right? So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I just wanted to make this video to let you all know I recognize casual players out there. I recognize people who may feel like they aren't fitting in with the meta people in this game. Just have fun with the game. I truthfully feel like in this day and age, a lot of people forget the main reason why games exist is to have fun, right? You don't need to force yourself to max clear every single endgame to feel like your credibility is higher or you need that self-accomplishment. You don't need it at all, right? Most people aren't going to look at you all that much different if you cannot clear MOC 12. Trust me, I don't judge people who can't clear endgame, right? I mean, obviously, depending on the characters and the state of their account, that could change. I could maybe give them some advice, but I'm never going to bash someone for actually not clearing endgame in a gacha game, right? Because it's like, if anything, they're probably enjoying the game more than I am because they're genuinely having fun with it. They don't care about endgame. They like the game. They like the story. They like the dialogue. They like the characters. And I'm over here logging in twice every single patch, clearing endgame, and then calling it a fucking day, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.